everyone, it's Ellie Diecast. We're back, and it has been a very slow week. This has probably been about the slowest 3 weeks in a row I've ever seen myself as a collector. My Walmart is just bare. Like, literally, there are no Hot Wheels on the shelves. There's only metal pegs sticking out at me with prices on them. So there's been nothing to buy, so I don't know what Mattel or Walmart's strategy is in all this. I thought the point was to make money, but we can't make money if there's nothing to buy. So I have been buying older lots, and we do that quite a bit. We get a lot of them coming through here. And I thought I would go through one of the lots and look to see what I got. So I got about 30 cars here that I grabbed real quick, and we'll go through them. Some of them were kind of a really cool find. This particular one, this is a Aphaeton. Is it Phanton or Phaeton? It's a Phaeton. This guy, I thought the paint was actually rubbed off of it. You can see it's unpainted. It's a Zamac car. You can see it's got a clear coat finish on it. This one has an interesting story. It's a KB Toys Zamac. And I have not seen one of these in a long time. I was surprised that's what it ended up being. KB Toys had Zamac cars in a double pack at one time. And this guy would have been sold with another Phaeton that was colored and had KB tampos on it. And then they had these Zamac cars that sold with them. If I can find a picture of it, I'll show it here in the video. But kind of neat, especially since it was just in a big old lot of extra cars. Paid about 15 cents a piece for these, so he is a keeper. Next up, we've got a hard-nosed, this is a Monte Carlo. If you're not familiar with these tuned versions, when they have this great big kind of front end, and that is his front end. It kind of looks like that might be his front end. That's actually his front end. It's called a hard nose. They usually have giant tires to go with them. He's a Monte Carlo. This is a 2004 model. A little bit of trivia about this guy. There was an unpainted version of these. I've never seen one, but the unpainted version, it's not a Zamac. It's just a, at least the pictures I've seen of it. Doesn't look like a Zamac, but if you ever see an unpainted version of this one, it's worth some money. So, hard-nosed Monte Carlo, 2003 or so, I'm guessing on the date. Next up is this little, what is this guy? He's a Lotus Elise. Oh, let me get you the exact name. It's a Lotus Elise 340R. You can see 2000 base on it. It's the first edition. Thought it was a Zamac. It's not a Zamac. He's colored silver. If you're not sure, you're not used to these. If it's silver paint, it's not a Zamac. That's just painted silver. Get this guy back up. I know they look the same. This guy's just metal with clear coat over the top of it. That guy has silver paint because he has sparklies on him. So Lotus Elise 3040R. Not a lot of these came out. This was not a popular model. But yeah, first edition. I don't collect first editions, but I always get kind of excited when I see first editions. Whipped creamer. This one's a favorite with the kids. This one's the Whipped Creamer 2. It's a whistle. I think this one's the whistle, isn't it? Yeah. If you blow in the back there, there's a little windmill-like thing there that makes a noise. So I'm not going to bother you with it. His front end here slides back and forth. You can see that. Pretty cool. He's a 2005. I don't really like the coloring on this one. It's hard to find this one in good shape. Those tampos get scratched off really easy. Next up is an Evil Twin. Now this one, I'm going to take a picture, and I will show it along with this, of my signed Larry Wood poster that I got signed at the Hot Wheels convention last year. One of my prized Hot Wheel collectible things that I have. This is the same car in the poster that Larry Wood signed for me. If you're not familiar with Larry Wood, he's probably the most well-known of the Hot Wheel designers, and his cars tend to be very based in reality, but very much the Hot Wheels look. This one's got those two big engines. This is not a real car, obviously, but it's got a lot of elements from real cars on it. His cars tend to be kind of low, sleek, close to the ground, elongated. Here's another Larry Wood car. I believe it is. This is a Silver Bullet. This guy's kind of interesting. He came from a track set. And the Silver Bullet, if you're looking at that going, no, that's a something else. That's an Aeroflash. That's a Large in Charge, or Large Charge, I think it was. You're right. It actually has had many name changes. This is the last of the Silver Bullets. And you'll see he is named Silver Bullet on the bottom. It's a real good track car. But this one came with a track set. It came from the... I just forgot. It came from the Greatest Challenge Street Breed. That's what it was. And this was the car that came with it. It was exclusive to the set. So it's a little bit harder to find. I don't know that it's real collectible, but it's a little bit harder to find. Was happy to find that one. Another Larry Wood car. Next up, we have the 40-something. New collectors will recognize this guy as being one of the Kroger Exclusive cars, the scavenger hunts from last year. It was in red. But this one is from 2003. Kind of in an ugly gray, if you ask me. That gray and green and blue doesn't really do anything for me. But it's kind of based off a Corvette. It's got that squared end of a Corvette there. Kind of neat. Older car, 2003. Next up, let me move my cars out of the way here. Next up is this guy, and he ain't gonna fit in here. Let me get a little bit zoomed out here. This one, honestly, I have no idea what it is. So if somebody out there right now is saying that's a something, whatever it is, I thought it was a, what do they call them, a pavement pounder? But those come with cars. There was a hauler series that, what was it called? Something Beat the Street or something like that, that I thought this was a part of. I looked that up. I could not find this anywhere. In my video, it's coming across as kind of a purple. It's actually like a violet. It's got a little bit more red in it. My camera never picks up the reds very well. It's got stickers here. You can see it's a little ripped there. They're not tampos. And this one just showed up in a lot of cars at the bottom of the box. It's in pretty good shape, and I have no idea what it is. It's obviously a lot larger. Here's a regular Hot Wheels. So it's much larger than a regular Hot Wheels. You can see from the wheel size there. Much, much larger. So somebody out there will know what that is. I don't know what it is, so somebody can help me out. It does not have an interior, but this is metal, I believe. Plastic base, plastic back. So somebody help me out with that one. I don't know what it is. Another Demolition Man car, except this one is not a Demolition Man car. You've seen this one in the videos before. It's one of my favorite cars. It's really good on the downhill, and although it won't show here, it's really heavy. It's all metal. It doesn't have an interior. It's hard to see, but the windows are metal. It's all one big casting. Andrew calls this the panda car, so we have quite a few of them because they tend to stand out when we're going through boxes of cars. But this one is from the mainline series. It's not there. This one, I'll give you a little history. This one started out as a Demolition Man car from the movie Demolition Man. Not so good Sylvester Stallone movie, at least in my opinion. And this was the Ultralight, GM Ultralight car from the movie. It got looped into the mainline series the following year. So in 2000, I was going to say 2001. I think the movie came out in the late 90s. So this had to be a late 90s. I'm going to say 1997, 98. This was part of the mainline series. And it came with a whole bunch of different wheel variations. So obviously this is a 3-spoke wheel variation. But it's called the GM Ultralight. If you ever look on the bottom and you're totally thrown off like I was, it says Hot Wheels and then it says 93 Warner. That's from the movie Warner Brothers. See, there's no name on it, but it was part of the mainline series of Hot Wheels. So this one shows up a lot online with people asking questions about it. Next, a fish and chipped British version. This one is 2003. I think has to be 2003 because it says Roll Patrol. Roll Patrol was 2003. That was a mini series that was part of the main line, the Roll Patrol. And this guy was part of that. This is only second year of Fish and Chip. The original release of Fish and Chipped is like a silver blue with a dark blue or a black bottom, I think. And this was the second release of a car that we've seen a whole lot of lately. Not really my favorite car, but I kind of like this one. I like the British thing going on there. Next up is my Batman car. I was so excited to see this one. It was right on top of the box. When I opened it, I thought, this is really cool because I've been looking for it. And I grabbed it and I put it aside and then I looked at it and I thought something's wrong with it. Something's missing. And finally, when I looked it up, it's missing his little back Batman spoiler thing. You can see where it plugged in right there. So I still don't have one of these in good shape. I've got about 3 of them in bad shape. This one's the best shape. And none of them have the little back to them. So this is a cruise car. So Batman would go cruising in this one. That's another one of the tune names. So cruise, meaning it's kind of stretched out here in the back. And it's kind of tuned, as they call them. But I'm guessing this one's around early 2000s, 2003, 4, 5, somewhere in there. It was part of the main lines. Next up, we've got a hammered coupe. This one's, well, a lot of people's favorites, one of their favorites. It's kind of got a lot of different elements. It's stretched. It's got the big engine. It's got a lot of room on the back here for graphics. This is part of the Anatomicals. Anatomical series. I can barely say that. And these anatomical series, I have this whole series in blistered. It's one of my favorite series because the graphics were just creepy and crazy on these. You got some real weird graphics on these series cars back in the early 2000s. But I'm going to go with him being a 2005, 2004. He's older. Hammered coupe. Next, we've got 2 split images. If you've been watching the videos lately, you know a lot of these have come through. I tried gathering all the ones we did in our mystery box game. There must have been 12 of these cars that came out of there. And the cars have all been put away in various boxes by now. And Andrew had half and I had half, so I wasn't able to dig them up. But this splitting image, this thing shows up a lot in my lots that I get. And I guess it just must have been a very popular car with kids and not popular with the adults that are selling them. So this one, the black one, I looked these up real quick online. The black one is a 1995. This is one of the earlier ones. If this one, by the way, if this one had 7, no, wait, what is it? This one has 7 spokes. If it had 6 spokes, I think that's what it is. If it had 6 spoke wheels, it'd be worth more. It was one of the wheel variations. This one's the common one. This guy, kind of nondescript guy. The gray one, 2000. Part of the mainline series. His wheels are supposed to be silver back here. He just has a wheel that's been scratched out. Next is, where is it? Here we go. Super Comp Dragsters. This is another one. It tends to show up a lot in the big boxes of cars that we buy. I think it's, again, another one that might have been popular with the kids, not so popular with the adults. And 1998, 2000, I think, yep. And the interesting one is the black one. Sometimes I get questions with emails about variations. I'm not an expert on variations. I kind of figure them out as I go. This guy, if you turn him around, He's got 5 tampos over here. If you can find this exact same car with just 3 tampos, and you're not allowed to erase them out or scratch them out, but actually have 3 tampos, that's the rarer one. Another variation on that guy. So that is the Super Coupe Dragster. Next up, Sinstra. I like this car. I have a couple of these in my little track set. It's a good track car. And this one's kind of cool looking. It's got a great big inside. It's hard to see, but it's got a big interior in it. And this one's 2003. This was the first edition. They did not put out a lot of these. It didn't last long. I don't know if it was real popular. There's a variation of this one with an open front scoop. I've never seen it, so I just know it's listed that way. And the variation with the open front scoop is harder to find. I don't know what that really looks like. Oh, you know what? Maybe. Oh, I just saw that. I bet that is the open front scoop. Hey, look, you learn something new on video all the time. It's always great to not know what you're talking about on video. That's the open front scoop. Now, I don't know if open means cut out or if open means lifted up. So I don't know which version I have. Maybe somebody can fill me in on that one. I'll find pictures of it. If I find pictures of it, I'll post the pictures for you. Next up, these 2 guys. And let's see if any of the old timers know what's going on with those. These show up all the time in the boxes of lot cars that you buy on eBay. They tend to be kind of nondescript. If you see that plastic on the top, see, look at that plastic. You should look on the bottom. And if there's a switch, it is a McDonald's car. And if I get a close-up of it, it's upside down. If I get a close-up of it, you will see that it says manufactured for McD Corporation. That is McDonald's. And if I turn on his light, there he goes. He's got his light going on there. You can see it in the back. That light is probably ancient. It's flickering because he's got his boom box going. Doosh, 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 doosh. This guy's little thing, he's got one too. No, he don't work. He's out of juice. You can switch the batteries out on these, I think. I've never tried. I've heard that you can. But both of these will probably go to Andrew because he loves them. All right, next up, we've got a Diona II. This one is a favorite. And if anybody knows why it's a favorite, quick, it is because it usually has surfboards back here. And the surfboards have been snatched on this one, as they almost always are on this little boring gray guy, because these surfboards back here had Hot Wheel logos on them, and they were cool little blue surfboards. And they almost always get sold off for customs. The surfboards are worth more than a car. This was the first edition, I believe, of this guy. I think it was. There's this one, and then I happen to have, here's one that came after it. You can see his surfboards I've stolen, but this one has the best looking surfboards. So Diona II. Next up, getting towards the end, this is a what is he? I've just forgotten. A Buick Wildcat. I don't really have much to say about him. Good track car. So okay, so real quickly, let's go over what we found this week. I did not find much, as I said. I'm going to back this up. There we go. Get some room there. Real quickly, what I found was a Matchbox 4x4 Toyota 4Runner. I got this for my friend Moods. I threw it in a box here in my workshop. Totally forgot I had it. I got him another one, so I got to keep one. Yay. Found a Batmobile. Told you it's not a very exciting week. Found a tank. I don't know why I bought that tank. That is the ugliest tank Matchbox has ever put out. Andrew loves them. I just think that is a silly looking tank, but I got one. La Ferrari. I did not get that one when it came out. I didn't find it, so I picked myself up one. We got 2 Bel Air gassers. These go in the custom bin. I use these a lot for those that follow the customs page at Facebook. LE Customs. Know that I use that guy quite a bit. Visit the page if you haven't already. Got myself a treasure hunt. About the only thing I found this week that was interesting. Yay, Loop Coop. Got another 10 Camaro SS. I had only picked up the one. My favorite cars, I tend to get two for the ones that I keep. And I got a Lamborghini Estoque. Just another one of those that I picked up in case it shows up in a trade anywhere. So that will do it for this one. I'm trying to keep the time short, so sorry I talked so fast. We've got a lot of announcements going on. We've got a lot of contests, so depending on where this part of the video shows up, make sure you check off our contests at our Facebook page, Mr. LE Diecast. Look for the 500th subscriber contest. That one's almost up. Go to our Facebook page. We've got a contest there for 200 subscribers that will be showing up soon. And make sure you get on our newsletter for LE Customs that you can access through Facebook also. If you get on the newsletter, we will be having a contest for that as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.